All right, next step on this M5 here, we're going to be doing a ceramic coating. This is G-Technic Crystal Serum Light. And if you are curious, I'm going to be doing a second layer of EXO V4. I know V5 just came out, but I wouldn't have been able to order it and get it in time. So today we're going to be putting on Crystal Serum Light ceramic coating. Should be a few years of durability, hopefully 3, but we'll see. So tips, I would say definitely wear gloves on each hand, and then I would say manage your stuff. So I have 2 coating removal towels here, which will have to be thrown away, or you could maybe use them like on your wheels or exhaust or something later. But the coating will get in the towel and then you'll have to throw them away. So don't get super expensive towels, but get nice enough ones where it won't mar the surface. So these are only like $1 each, so it's really no big deal. This coating comes with this little applicator pad where you put your 2 or 3 fingers here. I like this. It does use more product, but I find that if I use less product, that doesn't help me because I just have to throw it away after it sits for 6 or 12 months anyway. So might as well use just like a little bit more, and then you are much quicker with this application versus something like this block where you can put a little suede applicator on it. So anyway, that's my little tip. Let's do a little area for you guys so you guys can see. So what I normally do is I usually like 2 different colors. So you have like the first wipe and then the second wipe, but in this case, it's not a huge deal, but we'll just keep those right there. So I already had opened this because I just detailed a Raptor. So this is what was remaining after doing a giant Ford Raptor. I used about half. So you should definitely have enough for this car. If you're wondering, this is what coating looks like when it goes bad. See how there's like chunks in there? So I was gonna use this even on the side of the bottle. It's kind of hardened. So I must not have screwed this on enough. So this has to go in the trash. But anyways, that's what it looks like. If your coating has like milky clumps in there, do not use it. Unscrew this. I'm gonna go quick. I'm gonna need more product here. All right. It's pretty much wipe on, wipe off, and I would say it's over 80 degrees in my garage today, so even more important to be mindful of that. And then this is my little process here. I wiped this, I flip it over, and I grab the fresh one just to do a final follow-up, especially on the edges. Make sure you use the tip right here. And just do a final little leveling, and you'll be able to feel it's already way more slick. All right, so now we've got this loaded up a little bit. Work it in there. One of the tips I have is to stay organized. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this whole rear trunk area. Because I will forget like what area I did and what area I didn't do sometimes. So if you start like doing the tail lights and stuff and then you're just doing too big of an area, get on those license plate lights, keep them nice and fresh. So that should be fine. Remember which towel is your first wipe towel. And this just, it levels it, it takes off excess. It's hard to manage sometimes, but it's so smooth. It feels so good already. I'm really excited to wash this now. All right. And then because I don't have lighting on right now, it's literally almost 90 degrees and the lights are extra heat. So I'm just gonna do a quick little check, because if you leave the coating on, it's not going to be fun to get it after the fact. Once you do one panel, it's loaded up enough. So we're going to stay organized. We're going to do the whole back and then the bumper and the lights. So I know that the back of the car will be done. And I'm not going to do the trim because I want to do trim restoration later. So I'm going to leave the trim alone this time. And you just kind of manage it that way. It's staticky, which is really weird. Normally it doesn't happen. So let's just focus on this bumper. The plastic creaking. Come on, BMW. No better than that. And you may ask, like, how do you know when to wipe it off? This stuff is almost instant. If you're working in like a 2 to 4 foot area, it'll kind of beat up, look a little rainbowy. It's ready. I've applied this coating specifically probably like 7 to 10 times and never had an issue. So there we go. And then I just manage this way just so I don't spread any on the plastic. Ideally, you probably have those done already, but I'm running out of time this weekend, so that's why we're doing it this way. I want to drive this thing. I have not driven this car as much as I want to. Boom. Fresh tail light, which will hopefully be more fresh when I can put those facelift lights in. We'll do this section. So we'll be very organized, this little groove here to here. Boom. Easy. It's always worth it to do a double check, because if you forget, you have to grab your polisher and create all kinds of dust and all kinds of... So the crystal serum light has been applied. Take your time with it. It takes a little while. Takes a little longer than you think. Next step is EXO. This bottle is a little bit older, so I'm going to use the rest of that first, and then this is the new one. Again, there is EXO V5. That's the newest one that just came out. I would be doing it, as I mentioned, but today we're still going to go with V4, which I still think is pretty good. Whatever the next vehicle I do is going to be V5. So get your gloves here, and you guys can see two different towels. The red is the first towel, the yellow is the second. That's just what I like to do to stay organized. And this is the topper. So I would kind of argue that it's maybe less imperative that you are as detailed at applying it, especially because I'm going to be doing 2 coats today. So the EXO product is layerable. The crystal serum light is not. So that's one important thing. This is a applicator thing that I've had for forever. So we're gonna try this because I think it'll make the process quicker. It will use more product, but whoa, that's a lot more than I meant. But we're just gonna go for it. Spread it around. And pretty much the same, exactly the same process here. Especially in a warm environment today. Too warm, I would say. So this is the topper. This is what creates the extreme hydrophobic properties. The regular coating will be hydrophobic, but I don't think it's nearly as hydrophobic from what I understand and the information I've read. So I would do both of these. I'll do this combo, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm gonna give you a quick walk around. I've been working nonstop for literally 2 days straight, so I'm pretty beat. I haven't eaten, I've barely eaten. I just want to get this thing done. So I'm gonna give you a walk around after the coating. 1 coat of Crystal Serum Light, 2 coats of EXO V4. The reason why the coating works so well and has good durability is when you prepare the car for it. So definitely worth it, although it is a ton of time. So car looks really good. The only thing is the tires are not dressed. The wheels, I haven't done like a wheels off, haven't taken them off to clean them. So that will be on the list additionally. The things on the list are adding up as I kind of rattle them off. But a final walk around of the car, even inside, like I can definitely tell a difference. This paint actually does hide, you know, imperfections fairly well, like gray, like this version of gray. It's not silver, of course, but there were a few things that I can only really see with the light, like walking up to it, you can't really tell. So anyways, the plastics are actually not terrible. I did a pretty good job at masking them off when I was polishing, and the lights definitely look a little more fresh. Fresh badge, as you guys saw, hopefully you caught that I put the 5 upside down, so it was that kind of day for me, but I fixed it. I'm like insanely beat, probably overworked myself to some capacity because I'm slightly dehydrated and super hungry. But anyways, yeah, so I did clean up the grills. You guys probably saw me struggle at putting them in because this one, especially with the hood latch, this hood latch pushes on the grill. And I had the same thing on the black car and the E46 where one of the tabs or 2 of the tabs fail because they're old and brittle. And then this pushes it and then just slowly just kind of like keeps breaking. So I was very nervous that I was going to detail this whole car and then have a freaking grill that I can't put back in. This car feels much more like mine. I've said that in other videos, but definitely feels like it's mine now. All right, final thoughts. You'll notice I'm sitting on a microfiber, and I regret to inform you that the microfiber is soaked. So just in case you guys were wondering. Synopsis is that this car came out fantastic. It was not as bad as I thought it would be, but it definitely needed a solid detail. And the frustrating part really is the paint protection film. Don't leave your paint protection film on. It's part of the upkeep of the car, whether you buy it or put it on. Once you get past probably 5 years, you're gonna want to think about what you're doing with that. So this was ancient, old technology, old in age, that created so much more work for me. And my friend who's a detailer also helped me with that. Job is done. I will do a handful of more detailing on this car, the other stuff I mentioned, and then also drives and updates and I have maintenance items, a whole box of stuff. The Euro headlights are not on their way yet, so I'm waiting for them to ship, quite honestly. It's been over a week, so I'm kind of annoyed. They're coming from Germany, so there's only limited batches, but headlights will be in, and then these, I have to sort of search on how to do that. I just spent like 35 hours doing this car this weekend, so I haven't had time to do other fun stuff. So, done rambling. Guys, please email me or comment or whatever. If you're watching till right now, like, that's pretty serious dedication. I know I'm a pretty dedicated full watcher video. Like, if I do that for someone else's channel, I usually watch the whole video. So if you're doing that to me, like, I do appreciate it, because the average view time is much shorter than that. So thank you for the support, thank you for the engagement, and I'm excited to continue sharing this car with you. So thanks again, and I will see you guys next time.